Actually, I will talk about two different things now to call your attention. Another use of our API. So JChem for Office is a desktop application you can integrate. You can add chemistry into Excel and also to PowerPoint or Word documents. What I will show today is how you can use our Java API. We had a lot of improvements, and this is Java. I would like to emphasize that this could be used in a server side and enables you to create reports programmatically. You don't need Windows or anything. Even a new server can do the job. And it results in documents which includes JChem for Office structure objects that are editable. So the whole reason why I'm here at the end of this UGM is that with this tool, whatever integration you have, you can create, for example, PowerPoint reports, including your molecules, tables, and data and everything. So what I will show now is a video which is based on our test interface. So what you see there is a test interface. It's not a product. It is just shows what you can do with the API. Okay, so it has a writer interface, a reader interface, converter interface, a template writer interface. Basically, this will be the key point of this presentation. And even OLE converter is there, but it's just for helping people migrate from this old-fashioned style of chemistry in Microsoft. Okay, so the demo is about how to create a patent document from structure and data in your database or wherever. Now it starts from a file, but you can imagine that this can come from a database. Okay, so let's see what it does. So here is a patent. It's a US patent from Merck, and I just show you that there is in this document, there is a reaction, as you can see, and also, which is important, you have some formatted text, so subscript, and I will show that an RTF text can be inserted at this place, and also at the end there is a spreadsheet, but I will show that later. So in the first step, I will load the reaction with a property, including the RTF data, using the template writer interface. Okay. So what this test application does is simply, I can select a document template. So as you can see, I prepared a template originally. You can imagine that some a manager or someone, an administrator, prepared this document beforehand for a project. And then everything can be loaded into these templates automatically. Okay, so there was a placeholder. You can see you could see that box, and we rely on the bookmark system of Word. So specific names I use. This is where the main structure will go, which is in this case will be the reaction, and then the property, which is in this case an RTF formatted text, will go to this part. This will be replaced as a content. But for example, the picture will keep its format, the formatting of it. So I have an MRV file that represents the reaction and also the property. So first I select the template that I showed before. And you can also do this for PowerPoint slides. PowerPoint doesn't have a bookmark system, but we developed one for that. But this video now is focusing on a Word use case. So the structure with the data comes from that MRV, and I have to select a target folder. And if there would be more structures, the documents are just created into that folder. It's immediately created. It's very fast. It doesn't have to open Word or so. You can see after that, if I open, is that the reaction really ended here. It took the size and fill out the object. It's editable, so you can change it later. In this use case, it's important. So sometimes during patent creation, it's not the end. They want to a little bit modify the things. And you can see that the bold and the subscript and all of the RTF-related formatting is available after replacing that text. So I will continue with the test writer interface. We still need to load examples. And in this document, this is a spreadsheet with some names, but I will show that even structures can be inserted in such a table. So structures, data. So we have one more bookmark that remained. So the first two was deleted and replaced with the content. And this is just now, I just called bookmark. This is something where the table will be placed. Of course, it can be specified using the API what should be replaced with the test writer interface. So I start with the document resulted in the previous step and use the test writer interface. It a little bit shows so you can create create Word or PowerPoint documents with the API or load structures into existing documents. I select an SD file. Again, you can imagine this can come from a database. You can set on the fly display properties like coloring or implicit hydrogens placement. I, for example, now do a diagrammatization to end up with calculate format. And I, again, select this document, and I say that it's called bookmark. So the bookmark called bookmark. Okay, it's a little bit funny, but you can imagine that you can specify the name of the bookmark. And I say I need table format, and then I just do this, and it's ready. It's open, and here it is. It just shows that this is possible. Okay, if any one of you is interested in this, and it now rang a bell, then I'm happy to give further explanation. And I even took a zip package with me that does exactly this, which is in the video. And if somebody's interested, I can give it or send it and can see the codes. It's twice 3 line, basically, which does it using this API. Okay, and let's move. Because the title was JChem for Office Goes Online. Yeah. So we did a proof of concept that it's possible to put chemistry in Office Online. We did this because I think 3 years ago it popped up that, oh, Office 365 is coming, what to do, everything will go online, there's no chemistry in the online version. Basically, whenever we validated this in the past, it turned out that we don't have to be that fast because it's always, the offline editing is always there. So when you upload something to the corporate OneDrive or your own OneDrive, you can choose the edit offline mode. And in this case, you basically use just the sharing functionality of the document itself, but you do not really want to edit online. So the reason why we created this, that just move one step further to see that it's possible, and maybe I ask you now to think about if this is the future in your corporate, and please contact me. We are collecting feedback on this. Should we continue or not? Because medicinal chemists will be not changed ever. They don't want to use the offline version. Let's see. So what we did, it's again a video, very simple. We created an add-in in Word and also a browser extension in Excel. Okay, so let's see. This is the offline version. Word, I just type in something. Get a proof and goes online. You will see it does. So I convert it from text. Now it's an editable structure object. Now I save it to OneDrive. So I select my OneDrive folder, give a name it, and as I do this, maybe I don't know how many of you already use OneDrive. It immediately saved to the Microsoft OneDrive. So if I go to my OneDrive, typing office.com, it immediately appears here. Sorry. Push the wrong button. Have to go back. No. So how can I restart? Sorry. Instead of the pointer, I push the advancer.
Go back 2 more.
2 more. Okay, let's try. Yeah. Okay, so in the meantime, I tell that this prototype is now ready only for Word, and the visualization prototype for Excel. So we didn't do the same for PowerPoint, but this is good to discuss if it is really an interest for you. So you can see that the ribbon in the offline version with an add-in in Office Online, or in this case Word Online, we made the same ribbon available. So as now I open this document which I just created, and you can see the structure is there, and the ribbon is available here. If I click on Option, you can see that, okay, it's just a prototype, so not very nice yet, but you can see I can change the color scheme, also implicit hydrogens if I want to. And similar to the desktop version of JChem for Office, if I click on the Apply my display settings, then it replaces my monochrome structure that was created in the previous step. Also, I can edit the structure, so this shows that it is possible. Marvin.js is integrated, and we just add the Nethiel group, and now it replaces that. And just in addition to see that, I can also create a new structure. So using Marvin.js, I just add another molecule, and you can see that it's possible. No any other functionality works yet, so we try to collect the information when and how important is this. Okay, the next is Excel, again in the desktop version. So I just simply add some structures by opening a file. So it has a few structures and data, and after that I save it to OneDrive again. And the most risky, or the riskiest part of this whole project is it possible to render the structures inside the cells also in Excel Online, because that is something very tricky. And basically what we did is we created a browser extension. So currently it is in Chrome, done by a browser extension. So if I open my file, not surprisingly, you will see that Excel Online cannot do anything with this function. So it's hashmark name, and it says, okay, what is this function? I don't know anything about that. But if I click on the top right on my browser extension, it does the trick. So it now makes the rendering, and I can resize it. So it really follows the cells, and very quickly rendering the structures. So that's it. That was the video. It's showing that it can be done. So please, if you have any plans moving towards Office Online, just contact me and we can discuss the future. And just my last slide is the acknowledgement for the team of the last 10 years in JChem for Excel, as Janci told that and started this whole UGM. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Actually, it's just my curiosity. When you render the picture in Office Online, is it a web service or something like that?
Currently, it's for the prototype. It's just we are using IIS in the background, and we create some endpoints there. So we call directly the library. But in the reality, this will be a web service.
Thank you.